welcome friends. And I want to call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Directors of the Port of Oswego Authority. This is Monday, January 12th, 2026, approximately at 4:33, and we'll go around the room, call to order. Go ahead, Tom.
Tom Schneider, Interim Executive Director.
Jenna Lafayette, member. Debbie Godden, Port Employee.
Pat McMahon, Port Employee.
Oh, me? Kitty Macy, Port Employee?
No,
No, I'm not. I'm on the board of directors, thank you.
We haven't voted on that yet, Katie.
Okay, sorry about it.
Diane
One
Zephyr,
of those
board
things.
member.
Connie Cosmano, board member.
Brian Enright, board member, also present in the room.
Kim Natoli, port employee.
Richard Atkins.
All right, thank you very much. So next we have a motion. This is motion number 2. This is 01122601. This is the move to executive session for discussion on personnel issues, reporting on budget, New York State financial reporting systems, projects, and grants, which would include CNSND. So we have a motion to move to executive session.
So moved.
And a second?
Yep, Kitty.
Anyone opposed? Seeing none, we'll move into executive session. Thank you.
Good doing here.
So let's
I would
move
come
on
early.
to item number 4, and this is a motion to approve the minutes of the December 8th, 2025 regular monthly meeting, which is Exhibit A.
So moved. I'll second it.
Anyone opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. And 5 would be the administration operation report.
Yeah, at this point, I kind of defer any reporting. There's, items in there in writing. It wasn't that long ago that we met, and there's really no new news on any of this stuff. Can't be brought up
Tom,
next
what's
month.
our agricultural center discuss soybean season?
It's just, to say that this is, we have 3, main commodities that we handle in terms of transloading or loading and unloading, which is where we make the bulk of our revenues. And there's storage, and we don't make all that much on storage. There's the potash, there's the grain, and there's the aluminum. So I wanted to structure a report that at least addressed each one of those and where they would go. Aluminum, I could talk for a half an hour about it. On the soybeans, I can just tell you that the wet summer and wet spring and dry summer that ruined any opportunity for us to bring corn into this silo, because this is for sales to the lawn and export from the farmers, has also affected the size and quality of the soybean crop. So there's at maybe what, 1/8 full at this point?
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah. So that, that business has just not been that active due to the weather conditions. That's all. Also, all they're trying to do is say, hey, here are the 3 primary commodities that we handle from a transloading and warehousing standpoint. Here's what they do. The CVP tower, Skate Holstein has identified some, but they're struggling with the title on those lines. And they're going to circle back to me. The marine, it just stands there as a separate business, but there's really nothing going on there. On the 10 side, they cover some of that. And the grants are just items in progress. Most of it's going to be covered by Carl. So, let him defer that to next month. If that's, happy to talk about it, but don't want to things that people enjoy. I don't really think so. We don't really have any resolutions.
Yeah,
financial reports is just indicate vote of accepting them, it's not really a resolution.
So Debbie's report will be next month then?
Yep.
Thank you, sorry.
It's okay.
I'll just run through mine real quick. In your pamphlet, you've got the Clark rigging quote, if we needed to use them as a backup for putting boats in the water. Quote shows just a 1 week rental.
Do we do it in a week?
Would be tight, but I think we could do it.
And if everybody said, okay, guys, you gotta be ready this week, this is how it is.
And then what happens if the president comes in next week?
Yeah,
Right, that's
I know.
the hard part, trying to squeeze it all into 1 week.
But there are, the way I understand it, there are marinas that do operate that way. You got this at the time, this is it.
Okay.
Didn't somebody mention it in the last meeting?
Yeah, there are marinas that operate, I don't know, I mean, maybe it'd be worth reaching out to a couple and finding out what kind of deal they got. Are they using their own equipment, are they renting, what are they doing? I don't know.
The updated the still watch. I'm not gonna run through everybody on there, but all the individuals that are listed on your paperwork, they came to a meeting just to help us try to figure out what's the next
Well,
step for the
It
still
was
watch.
really to present to the sheriff's office the language in New York State law regarding abandoned vessels. No, it's wreckages, but then it's further referred to as abandoned, which is that the sheriff would, delegate to take possession of it on behalf of the state and dispose of it on behalf of the state. They had, their attorney there, Mitchell, who, disagreed with the idea that it was, outside of just rights. But the sheriff did indicate that he was going to call Claudia Tenney and see if they could do anything on the federal side.
And say what?
See if they could do anything on the federal side, talking to the congresswoman. They understand that there's push, there's a potential for us to push the responsibility to the sheriff. We don't want to have negative relationships there, and for some, sort of match on whose responsibility is, because they've been taking possession of it on behalf of the state, and we're the state. So ultimately, I think its resolution lies within the state, but you could get federal help. It's what they did in Buffalo, and the vessel sank there, and they had to pull it back up. But right now, you have an environmental navigational hazard. And,
So is there movement on it?
waiting for the sheriff to get back at the meeting, but I'm following up on it. Holidays, and then the bulk of these last couple of weeks have been many requests for quotes for cargo, because that's what happens in the beginning of the year for planning for this year and next year.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. There's cranes that are gonna be moving in, and I expect that they're shipping cranes in parts to be assembled on site. I would imagine it's probably going to be on site. There are 16 transformers of very large size. Where? It depends on pricing. Right now, we're really talking to our freight forwarders who are being asked to give quotes. So they're asking to assemble the quotes. We give them our cost for handling. Sometimes it includes our rental of cranes, coordinating with trucking companies that move very large items.
Dare I say, wouldn't this be a good time to set up a meeting with the new council? City council.
Towards what end?
Removal of,
I wouldn't go there. I would let that self-resolve, because ultimately, if you start getting shipments in for things that are important to the state of New York, then the New York State DOT will come in and intervene and take care of it. And whether that's removing part of it, removing all of it, replacing it, it all depends on, what the traffic is. But until we start getting orders of trucks that have to move through there, and we don't have an alternative way out, that it has to be resolved. Because if you're getting vehicles of that size.
Well, we don't want the result to be another Ford.
No, nobody's, none of the trucking companies would be indicating that they can't get out of here.
Let's hope.
They'll get out. Because they have to. Because of business. So I'd rather, have something lined up.
Oh, I understand.
I'm gonna take off in a minute. Do we have anything we wanna say about the hoist?
As far as, we're talking about the cranes, you mean about the new
Not-
hoist,
Not the boat hoist,
the lift?
yes.
I've looked up the regulations regarding manless under the elevated boat and in excellent point, and there's no progress being made on that.
So we,
If there is a plan, could the board at least have it, a diagram, a description, or something, so we know what to anticipate and when?
so we're, until further notice, the project is
Yeah.
Yeah.
on hold until
Un-
further.
Unless it's an approved plan that is gonna pass any OSHA, whatever.
I listen and
I just,
You know, I agree, same way we went with that crane down there at the marina, unless it's something that we were gonna fix it that could be past inspection, for what we're gonna use it for, I don't wanna move forward with it. I wanna, if we have to bring in a crane, we bring in a crane, and we do it that way, but whatever it is, to be safe, and I don't want any individuals to be injured, so.
Sector,
Are you guys gonna do the last vote?
Yeah, let's, that would be, financial reports.
Yeah, we really don't need votes in terms of accepting them.
I move we accept primary and subsidiary financial reports as a package.
Second.
Agree.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. And chairman's report, I have none. Committee reports, Connie,
No, no, thank you.
no old business, no new business, ad hoc, other thing, there isn't anything. Any motion to adjourn,
So if you have a motion that you would.
No, we're not doing that.
nothing. So, that's it.
Okay, motion to adjourn then.
What?
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, all right.
second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Tom and Debbie,